I've been away from home for almost 2 weeks. Come on, Ziggy, let's go check on the chickens. And I got back last night, very late, quite dark when I got home, landed. So I haven't checked everything out. I'm a little worried about how things are going to look. Being gone from the garden in August in Maine is mentally and emotionally taxing, let's put it that way. Anyway, I'm going to do a short tour of the homestead and see how bad or how good things are. Who knows? Maybe everything's fine. I doubt it. The first thing I'm going to check is the cob floor, because I forgot to cover it and we've had some thunderstorms. It's actually looking pretty good. This is one of the interesting things about using hay, is that my all the seeds that were in it are germinating. But those are going to be covered, and anywhere in the oven where they germinate, excuse me, they'll get burned out, so it's not a problem from what I've read. Morning, ladies. Come on out. Time for breakfast. You guys have made short work of this area. I have to move you pretty soon. Ooh, I'm pretty psyched about this. Come home to this. There's a little tiny pumpkin right there in the hugelkultur beds. These were all not even vining out yet. Ziggy, get out. Good boy. Not even vining out when I left. Now they're totally vined out, crawling all over the place. And I've got a little pumpkin. Joby little pumpkin. And, oh, sunflowers about to burst. Look at them all. Oh. Alright, so first thing I noticed is I need to do some serious lawn mowing, especially out here in the garden. Em did the best she could to try to keep up with it, but getting pretty long. We had a lot of rain, apparently, while I was gone. Big thunderstorms coming through pretty much every day. Wow, look at the sunflowers. Holy cow. Oh, they just went nuts. So, I think it's safe to say I jumped the gun on this bean trellis. They're not using the bean trellis, but they are climbing up the sunflowers, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. So maybe I planted them just right, and there was just a couple week period where it looked like the beans were going to outpace the sunflowers, but the sunflowers just went nuts while I was gone. I can't even reach. I mean, I know mammoth sunflowers do this, but I didn't realize it was going to be so quick in a week and a half. It's been a couple years since I've grown them. I can't even reach the top of that one, let alone those ones over there that are even taller. So anyway, I'm going to call this sunflower thing a success. The squash is starting to die back, which is a little sooner than I would like. But we've got quite a few spaghetti squash. Hopefully they'll ripen up before the vines die all the way. The onions. Oh, the onions. I knew this was going to happen. The onions are starting to be ready in full force. When the tops die back, or when the tops fall over, you know it's time to harvest the onions. So you can see they've all started to collapse, bend over right where they come out of the bulb. That's your indicator that the onions need to be harvested. So I'm gonna have to do that today or tomorrow. My peas are drying well. Didn't get much of a harvest out of these, but hopefully we can have some dry peas that'll store through the winter. And I'm pretty excited about this. Also a little frightened. The peach tree is just laden down with peaches that are just about ripe. And I need to do some triage work on this so the tree doesn't split. There's a whole bowl of peaches that Emily or the kids have been picking. Maybe they picked or they fell on the ground. I don't know. There's some on the ground down there. Anyway, we got about 10 peaches off this tree last year. It was the first year it fruited. Or it fruited the year before that. We got 2 peaches. Then last year we got 10. And this year it's just gone nuts. So I'm really excited about this tree. And I'm going to make some peach jam, I think. Peach jelly. We'll see what we can produce. But I'm going to do some harvesting. Looks like somebody's been in the corn. That's frustrating. We got quite a bit left, but probably skunks or raccoons have mowed down this corn. Still got a bit left, and I've got this late corn experiment. I can see under here that it's germinated and it's up maybe 6-7 inches, so that's good. Check that today. Pull back the row cover. Those are doing well. Looks like they have not flowered yet. Oh, there's a flower. Good. So they're getting there. And this squash is also starting to die back. But I've got some, so that's good. There's some sunshine squash. I can see a bunch in there. Hopefully it ripens before the vines die completely back. Ziggy, get out of there. You could have done that when the skunk was out here, bud. Get him chased off. This part of the garden's going nuts. Whew. Let's see how these carrots are doing. Looking pretty good. Not too shabby. Come on, bud, let's go check the tomatoes. Oh, my rice is seeding out. I think it's supposed to get taller than this. But definitely some rice seeds on there. That's pretty cool. No weeds in that one. A few weeds in that one. The flooding definitely is helping. It's amazing. I love traditional agricultural techniques that work so well. Oh, nice. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of peas germinated. That's great. Looks like pretty good germination rates at first glance. So, now that those have germinated, what I need to do is get in here and cultivate quickly. And then I'm going to dig the walking paths that I didn't have a chance to dig. And put the soil, hill the soil up next to the peas, and then plant spinach so that I can move the high tunnel over them, over the spinach after the peas are harvested. Well, let's see how the tomatoes did. Well, doing okay. I'm really glad I got them trellised right before I left. I thought I had an extra week or 2 on the cherry tomatoes, and I think I was right. I'd need to trellis these right away. But those were the least ready. These ones were ready. They already need to be pruned again and wrapped. So they're up on the twine again. One of my apple trees has definitely seen better days. Caterpillars got to it while I was away. I got some of them, got some of the tent caterpillars off out in the orchard, but I think I must have missed this one because the, you can see these little, they're not, I don't think they're tent caterpillars, but whatever they are, I don't like them because they've totally decimated this tree. And it'll survive through it, but it's definitely hard on the tree. Well, last year I had way more trees than this that were decimated by these things, so far I see one. Not too bad. Don't seem to have had a lot of leaf loss along the driveway, so that's good. Let's go check how things are in the little hoop house that I've actually got covered. So I watered that pretty heavily before I left, and then I told them she didn't need to worry about watering it. So hopefully I was right about that. Let's see. Well, peppers are still alive. I don't think my cucumbers are doing too well over there though. It's a bummer. There's one down there. Ooh, that's nice. Bunch of peppers ready. Let's go see if we can find any cucumbers that lived. One right there. Ooh, a little salad cucumber right there. Nice. Parsnips are doing well. A big zucchini in there I need to get rid of. A couple of them, actually. Oh, and these peas were just starting to reach the trellis when I left. That was fast. Holy cow. There's something wrong with this ground, I think. These peas don't look very good. The things didn't germinate over here. There's something up with these couple rows. Build up. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but look at these. Morning glories went crazy. Holy cow, this is exactly what I was hoping they would do. See how it looks from coming up the driveway. The grapes are starting to turn. That's fun. Very cool. Let's see how the morning glories look. This hay that was mounted up pretty high is settled down quite a bit, so I'll need to add some more to that. But yeah, this is exactly what I was hoping the morning glories would do. Make a fence like that. That's pretty awesome. There's the other side of the peaches. Oh, they look awesome. Very excited. Hard on the tree though. Bent right down. So I definitely did get some beans growing on the trellis, so that's not for nothing. But I've also got a bunch growing on the sunflowers, so that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about how that turned out. Looks like we got some bean beetle damage, probably Japanese beetles actually. Don't have a lot of bean beetles here, knock on wood. Yeah, there's a Japanese beetle right on that one, so they've really been at it with the beans. But it looks like I will get a crop. And I'll rotate these so they're in a different place next year. Well, all in all, not too bad. There are a couple of disappointments. The corn being mowed down by probably a skunk is frustrating. The fact that the squash is starting to die back early is frustrating. Well, that's about it, honestly. Mulch has really saved me. I can see the rows that I didn't mulch, whether I didn't get to them or I didn't mulch them on purpose, need some pretty heavy weeding, and all the others do not. Anywhere where I cultivated assiduously is doing pretty well. All in all, I'm pretty excited that there isn't a lot more chaos in the garden. So I do have a bunch of stuff to get onto right away. I need to do some mowing. That'll make it look a lot nicer. But in general, this is pretty sweet. I'm glad it's not worse than it is. And in fact, it's pretty darn good. Mostly because of the work I put in at the beginning of the season, I think. Mulching, cultivating, making sure the weeds weren't going to get ahead of me early. Not bad.